Good afternoon, fellow professionals, young engineers, chairman, and everybody gathered here this afternoon. This afternoon, I want to share with you just a little bit of insight into what small-scale mining is, in terms of how we manage it and how we monitor it to ensure that it brings the maximum benefit or optimal benefits to the country, Ghana. This afternoon's presentation on small-scale management and monitoring has been broken down into five main headings. First of all, I'll give you a background of what small-scale mining really is, the definition and importance of small-scale mining in the economy of Ghana, its management, monitoring, and then some few conclusions that we can all take home. So I will start by giving you a brief background about small-scale mining in Ghana. And as some of you or all of you might be aware, before 1989, small-scale mining was an illegal activity. And therefore, before 1989, there were a lot of conflicts and sieges by the military and the police on any small-scale activity. So even those that were doing it, making some gains out of it in terms of minerals on, they were all smuggling them outside for fear of being arrested and prosecuted. This, however, was formalized with the passage of the PMDC Law 218, provisions and subsequent discussions upon which has now culminated what we have as the Act 703 of 2006. And we all would bear testimony to the fact that since the legalization, there has been tremendous gains out of small scale, albeit some illegalities that are associated with it. So we ask ourselves exactly what small scale mining is in this country. And small scale mining, by definition, is a mining operation, meaning of minerals from the soil. Our small-scale mining definition specifies only area, which means it limits the area within which you operate. If you go outside it, then it's no longer considered small-scale. So you can do small-scale mining or you can engage in mining and be termed small-scale if you have not exceeded an area of 25.2 acres. And it is also licensed for a maximum for 5-year period, which is renewable. If at the end of the 5th year we still have some minerals to go on in the area that we have acquired, you stand at the liberty to call for renewal of your license. And then to qualify as an applicant of a small-scale mining license, you must be a Ghanaian. Let me emphasize here that small-scale mining is limited to only Ghanaians. Only Ghanaians. Let me emphasize that. It's only licensed to Ghanaians who are 18 years of age and above. You can't be under 18 and then attempt to apply for small-scale mining. You will waste your time if you do so. And therefore, if you find anybody engaging a foreigner in any small-scale mining operation, you have every right to report that individual or cause the arrest of that individual, and it is at all risks. The importance of small-scale, I believe, is now quite clear to almost all of us here in this room, in the sense that it offers a lot of job opportunities, both formal and informal, even though we have not capitalized on the formal application of small-scale mining to our own selves, especially those of you who I believe are still unemployed. Small-scale mining has the potential to give a lot of employment to the wider of people. Currently, as we speak, small-scale mining employs more than 1 million people. So without small-scale mining, to get where it is 1 million people, and 1 million aside, those who depend on those 1 million people who directly engage in small-scale mining. It contributes a lot to the economy of this country, so many facets, employment, and then even revenue, foreign exchange to the country. In the year 2008, small-scale mining produced over $2.2 billion to this country. We made over $2.1 million. And you're surprised to learn that in terms of percentage, we did over 40%. So the total gold production in this country, taking into consideration what the lemons, the gold fields, the pesos, the samples are producing, small-scale mining did as much as 41% of the total gold production. It tells of how important this sector is to the economy of this country. This is only the gold. Now, if you come to think of development minerals like sand, aggregator, quarries, granites, limestone, clays, soda salt, tremendous benefits that small-scale mining contributes to this country. Now let's look at the management of the small-scale mining regime. First of all, one will ask, so how does one get, obtain the license to operate a small-scale mining? Currently, as we speak, and it's undergoing some review. An area for small-scale mining depends on an applicant. You go fish around for an area of interest. Just go to the Minerals Commission to do a search. A search simply means going to find out whether the area you have found has not already been occupied by someone else. And once it is declared unoccupied, you have every right to put in an application for that area, so long as it falls within 25.2 meters. You purchase of course, the search that you go do at the Minerals Commission attracts some bit of fee. And then once it is confirmed that the area is unoccupied, you can then put in an application. You buy the application form as well, you pay some fees, and then you go through the necessary payments that is done associated with it. Your application will be processed, and then a copy of your application will be pasted on the notice board of the district assembly where your area of interest lies, for a minimum of 21 days publicized, so that if anybody has any challenge to that application that you have made, that you can come forward. Because the Minerals Commission tries as much as possible to engage people, and that is one reason why this application is very necessary. Once the 21-day publication is done, then it means the way is now clear for you to continue with the processing of the application. And so the Minerals Commission will send a team of technical guys around surveyors and some mining engineers, geologists, to go and make sure that your application falls in line with the requirements of the application. The application form that you purchase is stated on it certain requirements, which you must agree to abide by. So once the pre-license inspection is done and issues are found, you are advised to address those issues. And once those issues are addressed, then your application proceeds the subsequent stages of it, where an agreement will be prepared with terms and conditions. And then once you agree to that terms and conditions, that agreement you sign to indicate that you are ready to go with whatever the law requires of you. once you have signed the license agreement, then it moves to the Inspectorate Division of the Minerals Commission. And you need to bear in mind that in this country, mining can only be undertaken in a licensed area after the Chief Inspector of Mines has given a mining permit, or what we call an operating permit. In the license agreement, you are made, among other things, to agree that all minerals that are won, in the case of gold, will be sold to PMNC or any authorized dealer of gold. Authorized in the sense that that individual going to buy the gold or you are going to sell the gold to has been authorized or licensed by the government. And any such minerals that you win in the course of your operation at regular intervals, but on the 15th day of the ensuing month, you are supposed to report the minerals that you have won. If it is gold, if it is diamonds, you are supposed to report the quantity or the value of the gold to government through Minerals Commission. Now, the license, before it is granted, I've told you, would have to, you have to go through a series of processes. But the final grant, when you are, which entitles you to the area for you to do your mining activity, will have to be granted by the Honorable Minister, the Minister in charge of Lands and Natural Resources. He is the person the President has mandated to stand on behalf of Ghanaians to give you that license. So once you hold a license, it means that the people of Ghana has given you that license to operate according to the terms of that agreement. And the terms of that agreement goes together again with conditions under which you are to operate, some of which I've already enumerated, including you agreeing that you are going to sell the gold or whatever you win, the mineral that you win out of the ground, to government, to PMMC, and then to authorize dealers. Now you have a right to renew your license. Earlier on I indicated that you have 5 years. The license is given for 5 years for small scale mining. Once you are given 5 years, and at the end of the 5th year, you still believe that you have material or mineral in the ground to be won, you then put in a renewal application. Now this renewal application will have to be put in at least 3 months before the expiry of the current one you are holding. You don't wait for it to expire completely before you put in the application, right? Because what it means is, it is expected that within the 3 months the license will be renewed. So if you wait till the end of your term, which means for the period that the license has expired, you don't have any right to continue operating in the area. So it's always advisable that you put in an application. The law requires that at least 3 months to the expiry. Once the license has been granted to you by the minister responsible for lands and natural resources, you will then also need an environmental permit from the Environmental Protection Agency. That spells out how you are going to abide by the environmental regulations of the country. In this country, you can't undertake any project without an environmental permit. To help in the management of small-scale mining licenses, the Minerals Commission has initially we used to have 9. Now we've expanded it to 11 small-scale mining districts countrywide, which facilitates the licenses. That is, if you want to go into small-scale mining, you start from the district level with the application, and then finally it gets to Accra, then to the ministry for the minister's signature. Currently we have 11 of them, and as you can see, it includes, we've categorized them. In the western region, former western region, we had about 3 centers: Takwa, Asankragwa, Bibiani. You come to central region, we have Dunkwao, Asinfosu. You go to Ashanti region, we have Konongo. You go to Akwetia, we have you go to Eastern region, we have Akwetia. And recently we've added Ho, in the Volta region. Then when you go up north, we have 3 key centers: Bolga, Wa, and Boli. These centers have been selected such that they fall within the key areas where it's likely for you to find the mineral gold. In Ghana, small scale mining is mostly in gold, sand, gravels. So we've selected these areas such that it will make it easier for interested applicants, to have services such that they do not waste much time obtaining the license. They serve as the key centers where you start your application. And then we've put these 11 district centers under 4 regional offices, including Accra. So the other 3 additional to Accra are Oforia and Tamale. If you add Accra, it's going to be 5. Monitoring of small-scale mining in Ghana essentially is to ensure that whatever the application form spells out for you to do, you are really doing it, or whatever the terms of the conditions of the license was granted, you abide by them, including you reporting on the amount of gold that you have won and all that. Well, that government is able to come out to the figures that I earlier mentioned, how we were able to raise over $2.2 billion out of small-scale mining alone in the year 2018. So in essence, that is essentially what the small-scale mining environment looks like. And I would want to end here by saying that the small-scale mining sector in Ghana plays a very key role, and therefore we all must support it. We all must apply our professional knowledge to it. Small-scale mining is seen as something that is because of it's got some stigma. Until recently it was even more terrible. It's all because of the way it had been perceived. But Minerals Commission, under the instruction of the ministry, is currently undergoing a series of reviews, and we would urge the young ones like you to take advantage of it and then get yourselves involved, because a lot of the guys out there, until recently, most of them were quite illiterate or semi-literate, and that is the reason why they did not understand some of the conditions that are attached to the agreement, and so they go on their own way to do whatever they think would please them in the field, and therefore earning them that bad name. But the small-scale mining, as I've indicated, has a lot to offer this country, except that we need to polish it up, and we can only polish it up when some of you get yourself involved, when some of you approach the Minerals Commission, get closer to the Minerals Commission to understand the process, and thereby help facilitate proper and sustainable use of the licenses that have been given to the small-scale miners. You create jobs for yourselves, you help maintain a healthy environment for our country, not only in terms of environment, but even the finances of this country. If some of you should get yourself involved, I believe that the over 2.1 million ounces that was produced, obviously is going to go up. You definitely will apply your skills, your knowledge in helping improve on recovery, and by helping improve on recovery, you help improve on the foreign exchange earning out of the finite resource that we have in our minerals. So on this note, I would end and again encourage you all to be part of these reforms. Thank you.